Good evening, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. Nigeria's former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki has been arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). He was charged alongside 3 other persons on Monday. They were docked at the Federal High Court in Abuja on a 19-count charge bordering on money laundering and criminal breach of trust. All the accused persons pleaded not guilty. Justice Hussaini Baba Yusuf adjourned the case till Tuesday, December 15 for hearing on bail applications. Media mogul and owner of Dark Communications Raymond Dokpesi has been granted bail by a federal high court in Abuja. Dokpesi is facing prosecution for allegedly receiving 2.1 billion naira from the Office of the National Security Advisor for PDP's presidential media campaign. At the resumed hearing of the trial on Monday, the judge granted the accused bail on the grounds that he provides 2 sureties with 200 million naira each. The judge ordered that the first surety should be a serving or retired director in the civil service, while the second surety should be a private investor who has paid tax for at least 3 years. He also ordered that Dokpesi submit his international passport to the court's register within the next 24 hours. A federal high court in Abuja has adjourned the trial of former Director General of NIMASA, Patrick Akpolo-Bolokemi, till January 18, 2016. Akpolo-Bolokemi is standing trial on a 22-count charge bordering on conversion and theft. At the resumption of the hearing on Monday, counsel to the 3rd, 5th and 6th accused, Seni Adio, pleaded with the court to adjourn the trial so that he could have more time to prepare for the case. His plea for an adjournment was also adopted by the counsel to the other accused. However, there was a mild drama at the end of proceedings as operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) rearrested the first accused person, Akpolo-Bolokemi, just as he stepped out of the court. The Nigerian army has arrested the leader of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim el-Zakzaki. The arrest came after a siege on his residence in Zaria. The army had on Saturday stated its reasons for attacking members of the Islamic movement of Nigeria. The army said the group blocked the road and attempted to kill the chief of army staff, Tukur in Kaduna State. While the army accused the sect members of attempting to assassinate the chief of army staff, the Islamic movement said the soldiers opened fire on defenseless innocent people who were on a peaceful procession. The Islamic movement claimed that over 500 of their members were killed by soldiers in Zaria, Kaduna State. Among those reportedly killed by the army are the son and wife of Zakzaki, and also the second in command to the leader of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, which is Sheikh Mohammed Turu. Meanwhile, the army is yet to confirm or deny this report. Still on the Nigerian army, now they have described the clash between members of the Islamic movement of Nigeria and some soldiers as quite unfortunate. The disclosure was made in a statement by the acting director of Army Public Relations, Colonel Sani Usman. The Nigerian army said the police will investigate the clash. The Islamic movement claimed that over 500 of their members were killed by soldiers in Zaria, Kaduna State. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Supreme Court Council for Islamic Affairs has warned that the Nigerian military authorities could plunge the country into another Boko Haram-like insurgency with the repeated attacks on members of the Islamic movement of Nigeria. In a statement released by the group's National Security General, Ishaq Oloyede, he said that he was shocked and saddened by the fresh outbreak of deadly violence in Zaria. Leadership of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has reiterated its support for an honest, holistic and total war against corruption. The party also demanded the trial and prosecution of all those involved, including those who may have returned loot to the government. However, in a statement released, the party said it was completely against any one-sided public trial and mob conviction of accused persons without following the age-long and worldwide legal process. The party added that the war against corruption should not be limited to only those opposed to the president and the ruling party. The PDP challenged the government to set up a National Truth Commission wherein politicians and other Nigerians publicly discuss the true meaning of corrupt practices, as the commission would also provide a platform for a proper public inquisition into what the party described as the mind-boggling wealth some Nigerians in public office. A former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Okweli Sileze Nwodo, has urged Nigerians to have faith in President Muhammadu Buhari and give him time to implement his campaign promises. Speaking to newsmen in Umuahia, Nwodo said the president needed more time to formulate policies and execute programs to tackle the myriads of socio-economic challenges currently plaguing the country. Nwodo also canvassed the need for the federal government to implement the report of the National Conference, saying this would help to reduce social tension in the country. He further said that the report of the conference, if implemented, would enthrone and strengthen true federalism in the country, saying that Nigeria was currently practicing a unitary system in a federation. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at business and international stories. Please don't go away.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching the Funny White Man Show, which is the biggest, the brightest, and the most entertaining show in Africa.
Funny white man, funny white man, funny white man, but this way you talk, it's too much. Give me 5,000 man, that's you. It's too much. So you get it like, when she move along the street, yeah, me should like that, I'm going girl, you know, my own people, actually. Yeah, fine, it's fun, I enjoy it. And I'm one of those very few, I'm forever taking it personal. I will listen 160 million Nigerians are corrupt. How? My brother, I'm looking for you.
Yeah, but it's a growth, and this is the time to build business and know the pitfalls and know what to do and what not to do. But there are months where you get business and months.
You know how we do, how we train them. We do the way you do.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching Trending Matters on the Funny White Man Show. Of course, we will bring you trending issues just to entertain and tickle your fancy.
Welcome back. You're watching TV360 News now. To business stories. Nigeria's consumer inflation was at 9.4% year-on-year in November, up 0.1 percentage points from October. This is according to the National Bureau of Statistics. The NBS said the consumer inflation stayed above the upper limit of CBN's target. Food inflation rose to 10.3% year-on-year in November versus 10.1% in October. In October, the rate of inflation slowed for the first time since November last year. The NBS attributed the renewed rise in part to fuel such shortages. According to the NBS, the index was driven in part by higher prices within the food and non-alcoholic beverages division, as well as increases in the transportation division as a result of shortages in petrol. Crude oil futures fell for a 7th straight season on Monday, their longest losing streak since mid-2014. This comes as a forecast from the International Energy Agency said the global supply glut likely to deepen next year dragged on prices. Brent crude fell below $38 a barrel for the first time since December 2008 on Friday, while U.S. crude settled in $35 territory for the first time since February 2009. Both benchmarks have fallen every day since the OPEC on December 4th abandoned its output ceiling. OPEC has been pumping near record levels since last year in an attempt to drive high-cost producers such as the U.S. shale firms out of market. Egyptian investigators have said that so far they have found no proof that terrorism caused a Russian jet to crash in the Sinai in October, killing 224 people all on board. The plane came down en route to Russia from the resort of Sharm el-Sheikh. A group linked to the so-called Islamic State said it bombed the plane. Nearly all the victims on board were Russians. Russia said a bomb brought down the Metrojet Airbus after finding what it said were traces of foreign explosives on the debris. However, the head of the Egyptian committee investigating the crash, Ayman al-Muqaddim, has quoted by the state TV on Monday, said there was no evidence that there's an act of terror or illegal intervention. Moving on to sports now, head of the Nigerian under-23 national team coach Samson Siasia has admitted his team did not deserve to win the African Under-23 Cup of Nations after the poor preparations they had prior to the tournament. The Dream Team 6 defeated Algeria 2-1 on Saturday to win the second edition of the tournament, which also doubles as a qualifier for the Olympics. However, Coach Siasia has admitted his team's build-up to the Under-23 AFCON was awful and he didn't expect them to be champions. English Premier League side Arsenal has been paired against defending champions Barcelona in the second round of the UEFA Champions League. The Gunners advanced to the second after an Olivier Giroud hat-trick helped them sneak past Greek side Olympiacos to finish second in the group. Meanwhile, Premier League Chelsea will face French champions Paris Saint-Germain for the third season in a row after North sides were paired in the draw. Chelsea will be seeking revenge after being knocked out at the same stage last season by the French side. Now, 20-time English champions Manchester United have been drawn against Danish side Midtjylland in the second round of the Europa League. Louis van Gaal's side were demoted to the Europa League after amassing just 8 points in their Champions League group to finish in third place and will now face the Danish side as a result. Meanwhile, Liverpool have been drawn against Augsburg, while Tottenham have been paired against Fiorentina in the second year in a row, and Dortmund have been handed a tricky match against Portuguese champions Porto. Well, we've come to the end of news now. Thank you very much for joining us. I am Thelma Okoro.